I don't think the max tier has been changed yet. I think that's still on the milestone for later, if I remember. Oh yeah, it's still very much early access. I don't think
the container
if you
also
look
has
at the
power slugs
if you
in
look
it.
at the milestones, I think it only releases later this year into full. I think they always had roughly a 12-month plan from like releasing to going into full release. You've never heard of vertical conveyor? Well, that's the new thing that just came out. Vertical conveyor is the new thing. I'm just trying to work out where I want to
push the next update back a month.
Yeah, what a surprise. They only just made this deadline, and that was only by going to experimental.
Yep.
We're not going to make the deadline, guys. What should we do? Let's invent a new thing called experimental and release that. Aha, genius. See, because that goes underneath there and then comes back out that way, which is horribly inefficient. So I think what I might do is bring it maybe here. Or even here. Right, so the problem I'm facing is that I want to go that way. So what we can do is you go to logistics and then conveyor. These are the vertical conveyor lifts. But which one do I need? That's a Mark II. So Mark II would do, but I need to be elevated really. So what I can do possibly So the way these work is you basically start off by rotating the position that you want them to be in. And then you click, and then you decide how high you want it, and you can rotate the output. So you can come in this way and like go out that way if you want to, or go back this way. It's up to you really. The only problem is I'm thinking that's high, and ideally it needs to be elevated. So maybe if we build one of these first, and stick it on that.
In Opal you can build a conveyor stack, then mount it on there, then remove the conveyor stack so it floats in the air.
A conveyor stack? What do you mean?
Yeah, well the stack conveyor thing.
Oh, you mean build one on top of itself?
No, I mean like the ones the conveyor pole stackable. That
Wait,
one.
you can build
like,
it on top
of that, then build it onto the side of that and remove the stacker. I might have done some of that last night for like 6 hours. Not addicted at all.
Because I don't know how high this thing needs to go now. No. Yes. That's not so bad. Probably could do a bit higher. See, the only problem is, like, you leave a hole on the floor, don't
you? Yeah. Well, what you could do is put like a circle around there of conveyor walls, and then pipe it through the holes in the wall. You can make one all the way from the bottom to the top, so you can easily move stuff between the floors.
Let's have fun. Right. We put that on that side like that. And then build a Mark II there. Actually, no, let's build the wall first. Which doesn't like that. So you could do that, or you can go even higher. So if we build a normal wall. Cool. Actually quite cool, isn't it? Completely unnecessary, but it is awesome. No. I'd have to refactor that. I wish you could pick this up and just like move it. Just bend it. We don't need those.
So, Paul, shall I delete the big trucks and make 3 small ones?
Don't delete mine, it's got like 1,000,000 tons of concrete.
I wonder it wouldn't go anywhere.
Well, it also had like a container and a half of quartz in it.
You can get rid of them for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of mine.
It's a bit low, isn't it? I don't think that's going to work. Like, it would, Rome, it would work if you deconstruct it and take the top stack conveyor off, then it probably is going to be at the right height.
Well, what? Like with the walls I just put in, if you connected it to one of the holes.
Yeah, Tuscan, it wasn't so much
No,
the
it's probably
truck, it
be
was
at the right
the,
height.
what do they call it, the big,
Because it's going on
yeah,
wall,
truck,
wall
this
block
thing.
height. Like that.
yeah, but it needs to
And
come
put it on the
down.
inside of that. And then go back up.
I don't know what you mean.
Like instead of connecting the bottom of your conveyor to the stack, just connect it to the hole in the wall. Well, yeah, you have to do it again, but you know.
Is he
Need
on
some
about the same thing
beam.
I'm on about?
Some reinforced beam. So I can make some
Can you tell me if that's the right height up there? Because I can't see.
Give me a second. You get up there first.
So this is where the 3D aspect fails a little bit.
Nope, needs to be higher.
Is that high enough?
A second, refueling.
Hey, blow on me.
A little bit more. Another one. That should do it.
Explorer on a rifle. Nice. So all that can go now.
So
well,
are
I
you
did
making
YouTube,
a
yes.
concrete
Yeah.
beam somewhere?
Yeah, we'll be carrying on the YouTube
somewhat.
stuff with Satisfactory. I was meant to
Well,
record it
that's useful.
yesterday, but I ran out of time, unfortunately. I like that.
This type of quartz possesses optimal piezoelectric properties and can be utilized to create oscillators and silicon, which are used in a variety of appliances. A new milestone has been added to Tier 4. Additional research required.
Silicon.
Full American accent there.
What's on tier 4 then?
Map, quartz crystal, something explorer, and a scan. We can actually do it if you give me like 5 minutes and I can unlock it.
Nice.
If you want to see what it unlocks, Paul, just come and press on the hub.
Explorer waiting for resources. Ten motors. Are we making motors? I've got a feeling we are.
Yeah.
100
You
rotors.
go to like the hub, the tier bit, you'll see what it unlocks.
So that unlocks a map. Quartz crystal used for radar and quantum technology. A crystal oscillator. Electronic oscillator circuit that uses the mechanical resonance of a vibrating crystal to create an electrical signal with a precise frequency. An explorer, which is a 25 slots built-in craft bench, fast and nimble, tuned for rough terrain, and can climb almost vertical surfaces, and then scan for quartz.
Nice. That sounds really interesting.
Nice. In my opinion, save your hard drives until you're done with all the research. There are a lot of new alternate recipes that really help tremendously once things are researched. I don't understand, Tuscan. Why would you not just get the research done on the hard drives?
Turns out we're not making motors, but we have everything to make motors.
Seems there's no production line for reinforced concrete beams either. There's one place making it by that I've seen.
Yeah. They take a while to make those.
And that's why my whole factory is in Mark IV, because I do have mass production of those things.
We've also got tons of Caterium ingots coming in. We're not doing anything with them.
We're not making quick wire then,
Nope.
I guess.
No,
Not yet.
need to do that. Because if you don't
how are you
certain
making
things
circuit boards, then?
research, you can't do alternate recipes for them. Citation, Max. How you doing, sir? Went flying today, Max. Went down to a lovely little airfield on the coast
To the nut house.
called Lid EGMD. Max gifted a sub to Mia Khalifa. Welcome, Mia Khalifa. Thank you very much, Max, sir. Yeah, it was great, Max. We flew down to Southend Airport. Got permission to overfly, so flew right over the top of Southend, over the estuaries, down towards the coast. Landed into Lid. Lid's an instant approach on 03 because there's like a bunch of restricted zones where the power station is. So you have to basically do like a very short, you cut off your down to base leg. You have to come in very quick. So basically it was on the downwind leg, set up for flaps 20, and then basically it was like power cut and glided all the way and just like glided a right turn straight in. It was nice. It's got a nice big runway, but they were equipped with ILS and everything. So when I do my instrument stuff, you can actually go down there and do instrument practice. They do all the RNAV stuff, ILS, everything. So they've got, and it's so, you know, it's not surrounded by airspace, so it's quite a nice place to go and practice. Yeah, it's lovely, and it's like, as you come in, there's all like the beach there and little houses. It's lovely. A great day for it as well. What do we need for a constructor, maybe?
Exploration-based technology unlocked. Quartz-based parts accessible, along with a map of your fix-it approved designated zone in need of charting. The new vehicle is aimed at efficient travel speed and all-terrain handling.
New vehicle hype. Quick wire, there we go. It is
So do you
there.
have to make the map, or do we get the map?
Looking
Yep.
for...
Press Z. There's actually press Z.
Ooh. Well, W, because I'm weird.
Oh, that's so cool. You can see the truck and everything.
Nice. I see the tractor driving around.
Yeah, one day, Max, whenever you make it over to England, we'll have to go,
Actually, see how little
Go
the map
flying.
has been actually been explored already.
let's see. So everything's going to come out of there. We can probably bring it over here. Construct some quick wire. I don't know what the ratios are.
Why is all the crystal gone?
Maybe
Well,
by then
the
I can
what?
take you to France and that kind of thing. Some Euro flying.
I found it, never mind.
Well, you mean the three containers stacked on
Yeah.
top of each other? So were you looking for one container, not expecting there to be 3?
15
Yeah.
per minute. Oh my god.
You know, I brought a lot of stuff over.
We're going to produce insane amounts of quick wire. Like, insanity levels of quick wire. Can't afford it. Scumbag. You Mark II then? Busy looking for your bird-eating spider called Drogo. I'm not sure what you mean, Lotus. Where's the nearest power line? I don't know what we're going to do with all this quick wire, quite honestly. Okay. Circuit boards. Is that what you make, Jones? Circuit boards? 2 pour from Mark 1 belt. I have to settle for Mark 2. I think I'd like that to be over here now. Should do it. Alternate rest before them and Mark II power bottles. Well, they're chucking out 60 per minute here. It's 120 per minute going into that box. Yeah, the quick wire, yeah. I know what you mean. I need to look at... This is the end of the factory. So what do we... Need modular frames.
Want some cake?
I'd like some cake, actually. Yes, Chris, for you. Actually, it wasn't Chris for you. Yes, it was Dr. Introvertius said he wanted some cake. 1,000 bits as well. Thank you very much, sir. I would love some cake. I'm absolutely starving. Doctor, thank you for 1,000 bits. And your 500 earlier.
Happy anniversary.
You've just had some cake, Heyman. Thanks for your support, Dr. Introvertius. Chris, for you, thank you for almost 2 years. Mad Mick, good evening. Where did you fly to? It sounded nice. Let me see if I can show you. What have I got? Show you.
Tea?
Alright, I have some moderating of the chat to do. I shall see you later.
Yep. See you later, Fro.
See you in a bit.
See you later.
Earl's Cone is here. And let's see if I can open my route. No, it's not getting out the cloud. I'm not sure if I'm signed in. Basically, there's Earl's Cone there. There's Lid down here. So it's basically on the coast. It's like the Calais is about here somewhere, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's this little airfield called Lid. I say little. They used to do international stuff, like proper international stuff. But the cool thing about it, it's just, we flew over Ashford here, and then came down to Lid. What makes it interesting is these, crikey. Say no. These restricted areas here. So when you come and land on 03, you have to sort of overfly the airfield here, and then at 1500, overfly the airfield, turn right, descend to 1000, turn right, and you just kind of cut into this restricted bit and turn onto base into 03. Red things like that are either restricted areas or danger areas. Thanks. This particular one is because of Dungeness Lighthouse and the old power station that used to be here. And it says surface to 2,000 feet. That one, I'm not sure. It might be a shooting range or something. Danger area, you see. That could be a shooting range. And then there's another one up here, which generally speaking you miss. But en route as well, from Earl's Cone, you have to get permission to overfly Southend. Because if you don't get permission to overfly Southend, then you basically have to do this. And go all the way around it like that. Which is a real pain. But if you get permission, you can just fly straight over the top of Southend like that. And what you do is you fly here, and you've just got to be careful of this here. Gas venting. So you just keep to the right there. But yeah, Lid is, if you actually look at their website, they have their own website. And they do full ILS approaches and stuff. So it's great. Brother Mug, thank you for 20 months. I'm just going to turn the camera off for a sec because I'm going to eat some pizza. Pizza hype. Yeah. Pizza. Yeah, Sky Demon is a nice bit of software. Like, I basically run Sky Demon when I'm flying. Because it's really nice for VFR. It makes sure that you're staying out of your danger areas and that kind of thing. Alerts you if you're about to fly over a glider station or something. But yeah, with Sky Demon, you basically, sorry, Mad Mate. With Sky Demon, you basically plot your route, and then it gives you your full plog. So it calculates all the winds and stuff, and gives you your magnetic headings. So you don't have to do it all manually, which saves an absolute ton of time. So anyway, Mad Mick, it was Lid, which I think is down near Mutley, if I'm correct. Now finished the weekend, now itching for Saturday morning when I go to see the Vulcan bomber run its engines up and full power while stood meters away from it. Mad Mick, don't do that thing what they do at, is it St. Lucia where they stand and hold on to the railings while the jet engines power up in the face? Enjoy. San Martin. In theory you can use 4G, but you're supposed to turn it off because it interferes with the radio. But you can leave your GPS tracking turned on. And what I do is I have It's just the thing that takes all the time, 4 per minute. I have a GPS, an accurate GPS tracker called the Bad Elf GPS, and you can connect your phone to that, and it gives you like accurate GPS 10 times a second, and then you don't even need 4G or GPS or anything. Then you just use that. Oh, nice, Mad Mick.
Are you busy, Paul?
Well, I'm eating pizza. Does that count?
Well, apart from eating pizza, if you come to me, I have a gift for you.
Where are you?
North, where the tractor comes in, just at the start of the entrance to the base.
Mailbox Slayer, welcome back. It has been a while. Palm 27, thank you for 35 months and almost 3 years. Hugs to you, though. Jens, thank you for 200 bits. Have some tea with that. I would love some tea with that, Jens.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Brother Mug, 20 months. Mapex, 56 months. Best streamer ever. Thank you, Mapex. Yeah, Mad Mick, next Wednesday, I think it is.
Behind you.
I'm flying into Watersham Military Airfield. Hello. There's five of our aircraft in the school flying in to the military airfield where they've got all the Apaches and the Chinooks, and we're going to get a tour. I cannot wait. Let's see how well they climb. Climbs near vertical walls. Hey, it's not lying, actually. That's not lying. Flipping heck. That's actually really good. Oh, I love the way the suspension collapses in. Like when you get some hang time, the suspension droops.
Yeah. This is probably the best vehicle so far.
That is well cool. So bouncy. Thanks. Yeah, you could actually get some exploring done on this.
Yep.
The trouble is, because it needs quartz, you have to get into a cave to get it, kill spiders, which means you already need to have a reasonable amount of tech.
I stocked up this storage as well, if you want to take a look.
Where'd you go?
I'm behind you.
What am I looking at?
You open the workshop on the back of your one, the workbench. Now you have to look down. Where's it gone?
A rebar gun and some rebar, spiked
Yeah, there's
rebar.
concrete and stuff in it as well.
Oh, nice. Thought of everything?
Yeah.
Like a little away party vehicle.
I can't see your vehicle though. You've just gone invisible.
So you can't see this? Well, we did put it on ultra high network.
Nutter.
How does 4G interfere with the radio? You know when you put your phone near a speaker and you get that galloping horses thing? You get that? So if you basically, if your phone kicks off and starts like trying to access data and stuff, and you push to talk on the radio and you start talking to ATC, and while you're talking you start getting basically ATC will be like, turn your phone off now. So it's just better to turn it on to flight mode. Like, it won't kill the radio, but it will interfere with the comms. Crunching is real fun. They're really cool.
Yeah, I think you may have to dismantle your one and then like put it back together for it to sync back up.
That's annoying. I'll have to put some stuff in yours temporarily then.
That's right.
I have to drag it over. I can't shift click. Not allowed.
Yeah, I can't shift click at all.
Can you see that?
I can still see one. And it's the one you just put down. My one just disappeared.
I think you're going to have to log out.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
So the multiplayer synchronization is still not perfect. Wait a minute. What happened to my rebar gun? Or did he only put it in the other one? Did you put the gun and stuff in both, or just one of them?
Just yours.
Okay.
I'm rejoin you.
Hey, Matty. I love that you now get a map.
Yay, they're both there.
See, now you get a map. You can actually kind of plan your exploration a bit more.
Yeah, and you can build radars. So where we haven't visited, it will start scanning.
We've not built a radar yet.
No, let me see what it takes to build one.
How far does it scan?
I honestly don't know.
Sorry, Adalro. Where can I find rotors? I'm sure I'm making rotors down here somewhere.
Welcome back, Nata.
Maybe we're not. That's a lot of screws. Are we building rotors anyway? Or motors? Rotors, what are they called?
We have both parts to make the motor, but they're not being put into one machine. And I believe they're on separate floors. The rotor's on the ground floor, and stoters on the second floor, I believe.
Ah, there's the rotor. Now we can build. Why doesn't this go up? That should go up. You know, when the factory's this big, just getting around your own factory turns out to be quite tedious.
Yep.
You need vertical stairs now.
That would be nice.
They're known as ladders here, but you can't conveniently, you know what I mean? You can't lay them out. Like if you put ladders down in this game, they're at the side of a stackable conveyor, aren't they? And then you have to have a big open square. I suppose you could use jump pads here. So we don't have an alternate recipe. I've finished my pizza, but I've got to admit it barely touched the sides. I'm so hungry. No, From, I can imagine your save game being chaotic, mate. The Power Pole Mark III can handle up to 10 power line connections. 10? And for that it needs a circuit board, steel pipes and concrete. What I've noticed about this game is, as you unlock more and more tech, and it wants all these different things, it's always in the wrong place in your factory where the stuff is.
Yep. We're making circuit boards.
Yeah, I think they're going into the
Computer one.
they're going into the Dell PCs, aren't they? They are by far not the limiting factor, though, I don't think.